Langtian buys a few young girls from traffickers every now and then. The younger, the better, preferably innocent and clueless. While everyone else can't afford meals, Langtian can have 3 dishes and soup every day, and even brought in a scholar as the deputy village head. Although it's Lin Zujing's first day on the job, she quickly gets into the swing of things.
Mr. Lin, in formal settings, we should use titles, but privately, I'm not much older than your daughter, so just call me by my name.
Alright, Jingyi girl, what should I do now?
I came here for this, and since there's a meeting later, I wanted to discuss it with you in advance. Zaijiang has over 1,100 permanent residents. Currently, Jinsu is in charge of construction, and it's been ongoing without special circumstances. For this area, Jingwan is responsible. Last, the livelihood part is temporarily handled by the police officer. Which of these 3 areas interests you the most? Livelihood sounds good. Then I'll assign that part of the work. See you in the meeting later. You'll work with Jinyua, and since she's still young, you can mentor him. By the way, to do your ID next door when you have time. You're part of the talent introduction program, so there's no assessment period for your immediate family.
Alright.
Although Lin Zujing was unconvinced, he didn't argue back with Langtian. He wasn't young anymore and wasn't so arrogant.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead, but just one.
Lin Zujing was overjoyed and quickly blurted out what he had just thought. But Langtian said slowly,
You're being short-sighted. You've been a governor for a year, and you just said a county only has a tax of 20 to 30,000. But in reality, even the poorest county can collect 1 million taels.
Million in tax for a county is impossible. Absolutely impossible. If that were true, wouldn't the whole country have over 100 million in taxes? With that much money, who cares about the barbarians? What about the refugees?
A completion means tens of thousands of farmers have to pay hundreds of thousands in taxes. I don't know how you became such a clueless governor. I'll give you 3 days off. I'm back to work in 3 days. You can't work properly at this company. Bother me unless you achieve something. Sha. Your village doesn't support either.
Lin Zujing realized he had been fooled by his subordinates when he was in office. His mind was a mess as he returned home, and his wife hurried over, worried when she saw her husband looking so lost.
What's wrong? Weren't you supposed to be working? Did you get scolded again? No way, let's quit and go back to the capital. We won't take this anymore.
There should be 100,000, but there are only over 1,000. Why is that?
Lin Zujing really couldn't figure it out, but the meeting was still going on. He suppressed his thoughts, but this idea kept floating in his mind until the meeting ended. The officer asked him to go to the police station together.
Officer, you go ahead. I have something to take care of. I'll join you later.
Even after everyone else left, Lin Zujing was still pondering this question.
You must have been an official before, right?
Langtian's voice startled him, and he quickly turned around.
Mr. Lang, you're here!
Langtian nodded and casually found a seat.
I was a bit worried, so I came to check. I think you must have been an official. Local official, right?
Yes, I started as a capital official and later was promoted to governor.
Fortunately, the officer doesn't know, or he might wonder if he's on the same level as a 5th rank official. It's exactly because you were an official that I'm most worried. Taoyong is different from other places. Your experience as an official probably won't work here. When it comes to managing Taoyong village, you might be worse off than a police officer. They start with a blank slate. You're like a painting filled with worldly influences. A blank slate has endless possibilities, while a finished painting is hard to change. So, listen and observe before jumping to conclusions.
I don't know what's up with that girl today. Did she overdo her makeup and mess up her head? Or is she just joking around? But Lin Zujing, who was calm before, suddenly started laughing.
That girl is only 8, even younger than my daughter. She's so innocent. Speaking of which, these girls are young but already handling a lot of responsibilities. Their future is definitely bright. Should I also find a way to help my daughter fit into this team?
Officer, if you say such nonsense in the meeting again, I'll suspend you and send you home to reflect. I'm sorry, Village Head, I was wrong. I won't do it again.
Lin Zujing quickly stepped in to smooth things over.
Village head, the officer's mistake was unintentional, it's no big deal.
And he worked with other colleagues before. He just watched from the sidelines and never stepped in. Can't resist how cute these little girls are.
Alright, let's continue the meeting. Jinzhou will report on the recent work situation.
My earnings mainly come from Shenzhen Zui, with a fixed daily shipment of 100 Jin, and the current price is 650 yuan.
Lin Zujing listened quietly and calculated the data he heard, which shocked him greatly.
65 taels of silver a day. Over 20,000 taels a year, what does that even mean? I remember last year's national tax revenue was less than 4 million, and with over 100 counties, each county only had 2,000 or 3,000 taels in tax. But this is almost the same as the annual income of Taoyuan village. That's at least 30 to 50,000.
Yeah, but your servants, maids, and attendants don't count. There's a 1 probation period, and as long as you don't commit any crimes during that time, you're fine. If something goes wrong, the probation can be extended or even lead to expulsion.
Got it. This should be the hiring system, right?
Sort of, it's a bit like hiring, but there are big differences. The ID card will become more important in the future. Let's go, it's time for the meeting.
Then the two of them arrived at the meeting room, and the other 3 girls were already there, excitedly chatting while holding some makeup. When they saw Jingyi come in, they quickly put away the makeup and sat up straight.
Before the meeting starts, I want to announce an appointment. Lin Zujing is appointed as the deputy village head. Any objections?
No objections, Village Head. Welcome, Deputy Village Head Lin.
Learn the ways and habits of the people here. Lin Zujing stood up and said, "From now on, we're colleagues.
So I hope you all can take care of me, the newbie."
Not a new colleague.
Deputy Village Head Lin will work with the officers to handle the village's livelihood matters.
But hearing this, the youngest officer couldn't hold back any longer and asked the question he was most concerned about.
Mr. is a scholar, which is on par with the county magistrate. Since I'm on the same level as Mr. Lin now, does that mean I'm also on par with the county magistrate?
At this moment, Jingyi was a bit speechless.